Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. Women and youth from the Better Wauwatosan Triumph Community Development Council along the East Coast Corridor will soon benefit from training in climate-smart agricultural practices. Highlighting the financial viability of the training, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa pointed out that on average, one shade house can generate an estimated $400,000 annually.
We can work along with farmers. One way for you to earn more money, another way for you to contribute to the productive sector in our country. And that's the way we can, one, eradicate poverty. We can work to supplement people's income. And not because you're a public servant and you work from 8 to 4:30, you don't got time to do planting in a place. We have to change that perception.
19 individuals from Bartica in Region 7 are now trained in electrical installation, welding, and fabrication. During the graduation ceremony last Friday, Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton urged the graduates to focus on succeeding in professions that have been traditionally dominated by men.
We have to do everything possible to ensure that women participate in these non-traditional training for development so that they can make their contribution to the development of Bartica and Region 7. We cannot talk about development and we're not ensuring half of the population participate in upgrading and upskilling themselves.
7 small business owners on the east bank of Demerara received financial compensation from the Ministry of Housing and Water. The amount that was disbursed on Tuesday totaled $676,000. The small business owners were compensated under the Livelihood Restoration Plan, or the LRP, which falls under the Ministry's Adequate Housing and Urban Accessibility Program, AHUAP.
These are the sort of initiatives that touch people's lives, that makes a difference and makes an impact. And at us, for here at Ministry of Housing and Water, we're particularly pleased to be part of this process. Very often you see sometimes the negatives, but the success stories and the positives and the impacts are not necessarily be told as much as we should. And that is what we're here for. When you elect a government, is to implement programs, implement policies that are geared towards making our citizens' life better, making our citizens' life comfortable, and securing the future for the children to come.
Residents at number 75 Village in Quarantine and surrounding areas will soon have a state-of-the-art regional hospital. During a site inspection on Tuesday, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony said he was confident the hospital will be operational by the second quarter of 2025.
So at number 75, we're making some progress. That's one of the hospitals we expect would be completely functional by the second quarter of next year. We feel very comfortable that the contractor would be able to finish in time for us to operationalize the hospital by the second quarter.
The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security and the Ministry of Legal Affairs held a consultation session with community leaders. The topic of discussion was the draft proposal of Protection from Harassment Bill. The discussion was held on Friday at the Architron Conference Center. Present were Minister of Human Services and Social Security Dr. Vindya Prasad and Deputy Chief Parliamentary Counsel from the Ministry of Legal Affairs Joan Bond. Also in attendance was Attorney at Law Darshan Ramdani.
Your presence here is important. Your voices here will be equally important. And we are here to listen to what you have to say. We are here to take on board the recommendations that you have, to consider them carefully before we get to the final legislation.
The minister noted that the proposed bill takes into consideration the unique challenges faced by Guyanese society. This has brought us to the end of this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related stories, do log on to our website at dpi.gov.gy and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.